Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us and welcome to another Toys R Us is Talking Transformers podcast. That's right, I've not done one of these in ages. This is just myself talking about current things, talking about what's going on in my collection and I suppose in the collecting world. So of course I haven't done one of these, I think in about a month now, and I think to be honest, if you didn't know, and I'm not looking for any sort of sub stories, I'm just explaining why, I was pretty ill to be fair, absolutely floored from everything else that was going on. I'm pretty much over that, but again that's one of the main reasons, just wanted to get that across as to why I haven't done any of these. The other reason why I'm doing this is because usually on a Thursday, I'm putting this out on a Friday, but I'm recording this the day before. Usually on a Thursday, I get to do a toy hunt just around the local shops, but my car was in for an MOT, so I couldn't get to the town centre. So that's why everything's all over the place. The orders are all mixed up, and that's, to be honest, why the channel, I don't think I've been as frequent as normal, which, funnily enough, I'll come into another bit of a conversation about this a bit later on. I'm going to kick off, though, with the MCN over the weekend, because once again, fantastic event, guys. I'd say if you're living in the UK, I suppose the TF cons or the other conventions, any sort of Comic Con around the world are all sort of the same, let's be honest. The MCM at the London Excel are the biggest for us in the UK. As I say, a whopping 60,000 capacity came in on the Saturday and just shy of that on the Sunday. So that's huge. You know, you're talking football stadiums amount of people inside areas, which to be fair, you know, 3-4 times bigger than football stadiums. So it's more than, I suppose, yeah, you can fit that amount of people in. And I think the fact that, you know, even if this channel is, which it is, it's 100% Transformers, you know, I still grew up as a kid in the 80s, appreciate so many things, and even if you don't, you know, even if you're not a big fan of anything else in the 80s, there's still other things there which I'm sure would, you know, interest yourself. There's everything. I'm not going to go over too many things which you've already done in the wrap-up video, but you know, there's exactly that. There's comics, there's experiences, the alien encounter, which was directly opposite us, is brilliant. There's all the chances to meet you know, writers, comic books, actors, voice actors. It's just a crazy event, and I think that they do get more and more interest. And I once again had the pleasure to be working with in-demand stores, and I want to just talk again about a few of their figures and the fact that they've got them on the store. Yes, I'm incredibly privileged, and I know that to be able to have, you know, some sort of first time access, you know, official access to some of these figures before they come out. And again, it's a big thank you to you guys. It's mainly because of you. You're the guys watching me. I know I get criticism, and that's fine. Everybody gets criticism, but I really do appreciate all the support with it. I wish this was my full-time job. I genuinely do. I wish this was my full-time job and I could take that little bit of extra time to do things. Again, if you don't know, and if you do, I'm genuinely right now sitting in a changing room in the gym that I work at full-time. The YouTube is just something that I do on the side. I enjoy it so much that I just want to keep doing it. And yeah, you know, maybe in the future, who knows, maybe I'll be able to do this full-time and take that little bit longer on videos, etc. But the whole event is fantastic. I'm incredibly lucky. It's down to you guys. And yes, mainly thank you for the experience. I'm looking forward to the October one already. No actual concrete plans what's going on, but all we know is for definite that there is one in October. But before that, of course, there's going to be TF Nation, which is solely Transformers, and that is just, again, another unbelievable experience, guys. To be honest, there's another mini one in Glasgow, which obviously for that's too far for me. I can't go to there. It just seems at the moment that, I've said this recently, in fact I'm saying this quite a lot, and I think it applies to everywhere, but more so in the UK. Since I've been doing this, again, forgive me for my ignorance, anything pre-COVID, because I wasn't doing things like this. I wasn't doing conventions, just really busy with, you know, my very young kids. And just normal life. But since COVID, you know, TF UK Con has started. That's done 4 years. The mini cons, they've done already. They used to do a rollout roll call, but I think that the TF mini cons down south have sort of taken over for that. The mini con in Manchester was amazing. Like I've just said, there's going to be one in Glasgow, and the main one, to give you an idea of how big it is, it's at a Holiday Inn. I'm sure Holiday Inn's an international brand, and the Holiday Inn where this is at in Birmingham is at the airport. It's at Birmingham. It's at the NEC Birmingham International Airport. It is a gigantic Holiday Inn. I've got no idea how many rooms are there. If anybody knows how many rooms are there, I would love for you to put in the comments, just to give people an idea of how big I suppose this UK convention is. The rooms are sold out. The rooms have been sold out. If you wanted to stay overnight at the Holiday Inn during the weekend of TF Nation, it is sold out. So I suppose that sort of gives you an indication of how big it's going to be. But as I always say, guys, this isn't intended to put anybody off. Anybody who's got anxiety, anybody who thinks it's going to be too busy, it's a hotel. The grounds are huge. It's on Resorts World. What I might actually do this time is give a separate video as well as the experience inside, just to sort of show people and reassure people that you can set foot outside the doors. There's a huge lake in front of you, loads of things to walk around. There's loads of quiet places, loads of exactly that, calming places, gardens, things you can walk around. So yes, there's the hustle and bustle of the convention. Yes, there's even more hustle and bustle of the dealer room. There's panels, there's so many things, and it's just a great time, as we keep saying, to be a Transformers collector anywhere in the world. But in the moment, I think the UK just seems to be just bubbling and rising up. I mean, again, I'm going to talk about conventions in a second, and as I say, I just wanted to talk about the experience of the MCN and just how good it was and how much I'm looking for. And I'm getting loads of questions. Are you going to TF Nation? So this, hopefully, if you watch this video, is confirmed that yes, I'm going to be there. Things I got in conversations with people at the MCN and in the live stream. I'm going to be doing another one next week. This weekend's a little busy, and I normally do it on the first weekend. Now, I know technically, well, not technically, it's a fact that Sunday is June the 1st, but because I like to do them Saturday night, I'm just going to wait a week and again just make sure that I'm 100% recovered and my voice is back 100%. But loads of people came and talked to me and said that they were really pleased about the fact that I don't want to say opened up, because it wasn't like a huge big deal. It was just something that, you know, that I'd said I needed to sell some figures, I needed to create some space. And I think the correct terminology, correct me if I'm wrong, is sort of like collection burnout. I've been collecting for so long, and then I found myself, and I've said this a few times, so apologies for repeating myself, I've found myself being guilty, definitely since I've been doing this channel, 100% since I've been doing this channel. And it's very noticeable in the way my collection just completely blew up and went a bit nuts in Siege, to be fair. I'd got to the point where I was just buying figures that I wanted, but then of course, because I started this channel, Earthrise, I just was, you know, very sparse with Earthrise because I brought a few of them in Siege and I wasn't really doing too much. But then when Kingdom came, and I'm a year or so into this channel, I started to find myself guilty of like, I need to get everything to review and to be able to do things. And so I found myself just buying everything, and I think it was it at the beginning of April, I'm not too sure. Basically funny enough, when I was lucky enough to get all the figures from In Demand, when I don't know why, and I don't really like it, and I'm going to discuss it, and I want your opinions too. I know that Hasbro have said that they're going to just do 3 main dates a year where they release all the waves, 3 main waves. But I think with the sheer enormity of the fact that we had all of Studio Series, we had all of Age of the Primes, and we had all of the collaborations, they came all out at once. They weren't drip fed, they weren't sporadic, and usually you can sort of keep up with that. But the fact that Age of Primes Wave 1, and then again, because of In Demand, I was lucky enough to get the Vortex, Alchemist Prime, not Alchemist, or was it? Either way, the green one. I'm having a complete brain fog. Anyway, all of them, they managed to get them early because they'd been, for some reason, distributed early in Canada. But what I'm trying to say is they released like 12, 15 figures in the space of like a week. So getting through all them, and again, it's my own fault. It's just me trying to keep up with everybody, etc., and trying to keep the videos out. I did genuinely get like, I'm having a bit of a burnout because there's too many things here. I've got nowhere to put them. I don't know what to do with them. And so many people came to me and said that. They were like, thank you for saying that. Thank you for, you know, for being honest and saying, you know, what do we do? We've got figures which we're putting in boxes and stuff. And I think the moment I made that decision that, yeah, I'm going to sell some of these, it was brilliant. It was so nice speaking to a number of people who came up to me and said that their moment of clarity, which is a little bit more extreme than mine, but it depends on whichever level that you're looking at things, their moment of just that, it was when they decided, when they started to see gaps again. I mean, as I said before, and if you haven't heard, and in fact I'm going to go into a bit more detail with it now in this particular video because I can. And again, it's a podcast, so you can't see anything, so you're not missing anything. I suppose it's things to look forward to. So once I've cleared off quite a lot on my shelves, I really want to go to town with my presentation of my Generation 1 collection. That's why I started collecting. That's what's kept me collecting. That's what might make me start this channel. That's what made me continue with the channel, because the amount of messages that I got during lockdown, because people had seen a collection video and people genuinely wanted to see figures that A, they hadn't seen since their childhood, and B, they'd never seen before, because I'm lucky enough to own that figure and then to do a video on. So it was messages like that that made me want to do it more. And that's why I love my collection. As I say, I've said to people so many times in previous videos, live streams, I can just walk into my room and just stand there, and I still get this, don't get me wrong, I don't understand like I'm being extreme. Of course I still get a really big daft grin on my face because I've got some crazy figures and I've been, hunting for some figures. But on the same hand, the sheer, I suppose, let's be honest, mess that's on the floor, boxes here, there and everywhere, it's not calming. It's not a calming place to be. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes I can't get anywhere I want to be. I want to be able to get all that up. You'll see with the things that I'm listing. I'm even going to be listing sort of sealed G2 stuff because I've got it loose. I don't need it. I want to really go to town with my display of my Generation 1. That's what brings me the most pleasure out of anything. Even just picking up a combiner limb that does nothing, just the arms move and that is it. You can't even do any of the legs because they're fused. Brings me genuine joy and happiness. You can hear my voice, I'm still not, sorry for sniffing, I've fully 100% recovered, but that's what I want to do. Get the display up, get the Predacons out, get the Japanese stuff on their own shelves where you can see them, and I'm genuinely looking forward to do that. And on the other hand as well, as always, I always discuss this as well, it's collection recycling. So the stuff that I'm goes to collectors who want them. The funds then go into me just purchasing, like I've just recently purchased some Japanese boxed G1 Constructicons because I didn't have them all. So things like that bring me real joy in the fact that I can, just fill a few gaps myself, get a boxed version, do something like that, and again, just create some space. So I always talk about collection recycling. I always now I'm talking about collection burnout. It's crazy, and I think that it is real, and the trying to keep up is really hard. So I would strongly advise, and I think people do this anyway, let's be honest, because due to economic climates that we're in, we just collect them amongst our means anyway. So nobody, I think, anymore is buying everything for the sake of everything just because because they can, let's be honest. So it was really nice to speak to people about that and about the fact that they've started to do the same thing, and saying that they're going to be a bit more picky, they're going to be a bit more sporadic with their buy-in. So it's nice to know that, again, we're all on the same level in this Transformers collecting community. It's just really nice to talk about that. But the one thing I do want to bring out again is, although we're talking about burnout and too many figures coming out too fast, the Constructicons, not even Bone Crusher and Scrapper, have been seen anywhere in the UK, which is crazy. I don't understand it. Whereas some countries officially have Long Hook and obviously Long Hook, that's wrong, Long Haul and Hook already. I already mentioned the fact that Vortex, Crasher, etc. got released very early in Canada. It's crazy at the moment. It just seems to be a bit nuts. So hopefully things will get a bit more settled down soon. I'm maybe going to get, because fingers crossed the car passes the MOT, I'll be able to do a toy hunt this Saturday just to see what's going on at Smith's, because even that hasn't been the greatest recently. And it's something that we always discuss during the toy hunts, during the live streams, that it's just a shame that there's a saying in the UK at the moment, and I don't know if this applies everywhere else around the world, that the high street is dead. And of course that just means that your high streets are shops. I know in America malls and super malls have been a thing for absolutely ages. In the UK we call them town centres, shopping centres, stuff like that. So they're nowhere near as big or anywhere near the scale that they are in the US. We've got a lot of little towns and high streets, so but most of them, as I say, are now dead. You can't really walk. Even our shopping centre, again, is a prime example. The Entertainer's useless, Home Bargains and Game is usually useless. It's only Smith that's on a separate retail park that's usually any good, but even that's been pretty useless at the moment as well. So it is a bit of a shame. We do have to get things online and pre-order them, but what I do appreciate now is the fact that we do get to pre-order them very, very early. And a lot of the companies, I pre-order most of mine from In Demand and Pulse, and the great thing is, again, you don't have to pay straight away, so that gives you time to save. The other thing as well is we have no known sightings yet in the UK of the Omega Prime. I'm dreading that because loads of people have had loads of issues with theirs, and because I'm not I'm not an expert at all on the original figures. I've never even seen or played with an Ultra Magnus. That's why I brought the Fire Convoy or the Optimus Prime, just to get myself acquainted. That's the word I was after, acquainted with that figure. So at least if it's something similar, but again, Ultra Magnus, not got a clue. So I'm probably going to have to do something I don't really want to do, purely because what it does is it can skew with my judgment if I've seen somebody else's review. That's why I don't really watch anybody else's reviews, purely for that reason, and time. I haven't got time. But yeah, no Omega Prime, no Constructicons as of yet. And as I say, at the time of recording this, it's the 29th of May. So hopefully we'll start to see some soon. But yes, things to look forward to, apart from the MCN, is, you know, crazy as it sounds, guys, July isn't far away. June's this weekend. SDCC is coming very, very soon. I can't wait for that. I genuinely hope that Megatron is revealed there, that it's not spoiled. I don't know how true it is that the people who claim that they've got theirs. Laserwave, I believe, is one. I'm not going to mention the other guy. Laserwave was the guy who was doing the tease with the things coming through the paper, and apparently he put up on his post that he's been told by somebody, which is crazy, that obviously if they reveal it, then they're in a lot of trouble. So it makes me wonder where he's getting his figures from, and why. Again, so I'm genuinely hoping that it's not spoiled, and that, again, I can't wait to see the sort of reveals that will come from there, because if you think about the last few American conventions, that they've just blown us away with everything. They've just literally gone, boom, here's the whole next wave, and there it is. So nothing can be spoiled. It's there. You can see it, like Onyx Prime. Who expected to see that? The Hot Wheels figures, they were just all out there. It's crazy. So, and again, with it being SDCC, I'm sure it's going to be on a completely different level as well. So I can't wait to see whatever comes from that, see what the SDCC exclusive is, etc. Yeah, really exciting times. Age of the Primes is blowing up. Just can't wait. Maybe some more Combaticons. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head. You guys let me know what you'd really like to see. I'm going to hopefully get another interview with some of the guys from Hasbro very soon as well, and it'd be great to relay some comments and some questions of the figures that you guys want to see as well. So exciting times, looking forward to SDCC. Changing things very quickly now, just talking about third party stuff. Today I received, and you've probably already seen the review because I just went and did it straight away. Haven't done it at the time of speaking, but it will be live by the time I get the video out. I put the transformation tutorial up of the mini third party Legend Scale Optimus Prime. That's some clever kit, to be fair, it really is. I'm going to sneak. Hey, excuse me. That proves again I do everything in one take with no editing. Apologies. But yeah, that's an amazing figure. I can't believe how they managed to scale it down and it works so well. But on the same hand, I don't know how they get away with it. I have got the Studio Series 86 KO as well, so I want to have a look at that. And I am going to, now I've convinced myself by just saying it on this video, I'm going to go and pre-order the TF1 Optimus Prime one as well. Just all of a sudden there's this huge abundance of KO Optimus Primes, and I'm intrigued to see the quality of them. And also, again, I genuinely hope for everybody who's missed out on Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime that this gives perhaps Hasbro another nudge and says, look, there's not enough of them, we need more, let's get them out there. Because if two companies have taken it upon themselves to release one, which is just the cab, and then another company one with the trailer, then fingers crossed that, you know, well, that's more than enough ammunition for them to decide to let's make some more. Other third party things, I know it sounds awful, but there's nothing that I'm mega really looking forward to. I am looking forward to the Takara Tomy stuff, but that's not going to be out for ages. The new Predaking, I'm going to review, even though I've reviewed the normal coloured Hot Rodimus, but looking forward to seeing the blue one as well. I think overall that's pretty much, as I say, all I've got to say at the moment. That the things could change drastically. As I say, for you guys, the diehard fans have been with me forever, and I know the people who listen to this all the way through. I genuinely do appreciate all that you do for myself, the liking, the commenting, and the jumping in the live stream that will be next week as well. So looking forward to that. Again, remind you all, even though you're already jumping on board, I am selling stuff on eBay. Toys.r.russ1 is my eBay account. Toys@rruss is my Instagram account, and of course you already know my YouTube because you're watching this. As ever, guys, massive thank you for all the support. Look forward to chatting to as many of you in the live stream next week as possible. Thanks for watching and listening. Take care.